We've got a very interesting discussion coming up now because you hear a lot about youth unemployment and the difficulties facing teenagers in getting work. Rather than being beaten, new research from the Prince's Trust says that the challenge of finding work has led to a rise in self-employed youngsters, in entrepreneurism, which is a big word but seems to work very well for people like Tim Vasvi. Tim is a photographer. He's from Tottenham. And we've also got Michelle Dewberry. Michelle is a Prince's Trust ambassador, and the Prince's Trust played a part in what's happened to you. And before we talk about that, though, so you were made redundant. You were working. What were you doing, and how did you find yourself looking for a job?
I was actually in field marketing, working for Microsoft, and basically over the course of employment, kind of found myself being made redundant. I was unemployed for 18 months.
That's a long time.
Very long time.
And what about your whole self-esteem? And do you ever get to the stage where you think you're never going to work again?
Of course, you know, for 18 months, you're applying for job after job, especially supermarket jobs as well, just trying to fill the gap, not getting anywhere. It really dents your confidence, you know. You start thinking, what am I going to do? Your options start running out pretty much.
So how did the Prince's Trust come into all of this? What difference did they make?
Oh, they played a huge part. So a friend of mine actually alerted me to the enterprise program, and I applied to the Trust to get help with both funding and a mentor. So they support you all the way through actually creating your business plan through to actually getting your business off the ground.
Right, so you've no experience yourself. I mean, photography is your thing. Did you always realise you were a decent photographer, or was this a hobby?
It started as a hobby.
It was a hobby.
It was a hobby.
And then you thought, I can do a business. The Prince's Trust showed you how to do this business.
Yep.
Because I suppose being a talented photographer, which you are, and we're gonna see that here, is one thing, but being a business person is another. So tell us, Michelle, about the Prince's Trust and their philosophy with all of this.
Yeah, so the Prince's Trust is absolutely fantastic charity. I've been an ambassador of theirs for quite some time, and as Tim's just been saying, one of the things that you need to do is, if you want to set up a business, you've got to have confidence, you've got to have a support system around you, and funding. You know, often people will have an idea for a business, but they just don't have the cash flow or the money available to do that. And Prince's Trust are just fantastic, because they can do all of the things that Tim just mentioned, give you that support, give you the mentor, because once you've set up the business, you know, you're going to get knocks along the way, and they support you through all of that.
And so now that you've done it, are you making a living?
I am. It took a little while, obviously. When you first set up in business, you have to establish yourself. And I think it's those opening 6 months to a year, that's when the mentor support really does help you, because you have all your concerns. You think to yourself, is it going to work? And the mentor's kind of there reassuring you, you know, give it time, this is what you need to do. Don't count yourself off just yet. And the confidence that gives you. Well,
the advantage and the confidence and the release of going it alone, because the desperation that a lot of youngsters must feel, just not having any vision, not knowing how they're going to achieve anything in life. You, for instance, tell people what you were doing last night. He's literally come in from work. He's been out all night. Tell us what you were doing.
I was shooting events photography in a nightclub last night, got in at 4 o'clock in the morning, so...
Yeah, so that might sound like a nightmare to some people, but for you...
It's brilliant, you know, because even in a nightclub environment, there's always a chance to network. You know, you take pictures in a nightclub and it leads to shooting a wedding 6 months down the line because someone's getting married.
What about the sense of empowerment, Michelle, about doing it on your own as opposed to relying on someone else?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, we talk all the time about unemployment, and there's so many people now unemployed, and very sadly so many young people unemployed, and just deciding and making that decision, do you know what, I'm going to do this for myself, I'm going to get out there, I'm going to make something happen rather than relying on someone else. If you can do that, and you can do that when you're young, it will lead to a life of empowerment. I became self-employed when I was 22. It was the best thing I've ever done, ever. I can't imagine. I think I'd probably get sacked if I tried to work for someone now, quite frankly, but it does. It gives you a sense of empowerment. You're your own boss, and you're in charge of your own destiny as well.
And a final word from you, Tim. Anyone who's struggling there to find a role in life, what would you say to them?
I would say if they've got an idea for a business which they think they can get off the ground, is contact the Prince's Trust, see how they can help you with your idea. Because really, to me, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have what I have today.
Good luck to you. Thank you very much indeed, Michelle. And Michelle will be back reviewing the newspapers 20 to 8 this morning as well. So that's why being self-employed, we get more out of her.
More for your money.
More for your money. Lisa.